Great. Okay, so lying back, settling in, or sitting, whatever feels good for you. Using the exhale to come to your practice. Settle into the earth beneath you, whether you're lying down or sitting. To allow the body to soften. Aware of the earth. Aware of the vast sky above you. Aware of the breath between the two. The breath that's always with you. Aware of your natural rhythm. Softening into the earth beneath you, allowing the body to become heavy. Breathing into the heart space. Aware of the front and back of the heart expanding and opening as you fill the lungs. Aware of the morning as it unfolds around you. Aware of the breath as it moves into the wings of the heart. Aware of the letting go. Using the breath to soften. To allow the thoughts to settle and the body to let go of its efforting. Using the breath to restore, to bring us back into balance. And as I was preparing for this class, the one thing that stood out was my search for compassion and empathy. Those words are thrown around a lot. So I looked up the definitions. Compassion, the sympathetic pity and concern for the misfortunes and suffering of others. We can access the concern for the suffering of others. That seems to be fairly easy. But when we move into empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, sometimes it's hard to tap into those feelings because we're not even aware of our own feelings. We don't even allow it. So as you move through your practice today, can you experiment or practice becoming aware of the compassion and the empathy that you have, starting with yourself? As you move through your physical practice, what do you become aware of as sensations pop up? How do you honor your body? As emotions pop up, what do you do with those emotions? What kind of self-talk happens? So we practice with ourselves And once we can make sense of ourselves, we can move on to others. Finding support in the earth beneath all of us, in the vast sky above us, knowing that we're all of the earth and connected. And moving from a place of love, compassion, and empathy seems to be a wise thing to do. And with your inhale, extend through the fingertips, maybe opening the arms out to the side or overhead, settling the arms into the shoulder sockets, finding a lengthening through the side body, through the front body, through the back body. If your legs are extended, finding that lengthening through the heels as you reach into them. And then as you point your toes, deepening through the front of the legs and all the way through the front body. And with your exhale, allowing the arms to float to either side of the hips, inhaling there and exhaling one knee and then the other draws in for a hug. Getting some movement if that feels right for you, rocking side to side, making some small circles with the knees. What feels like an organic way for you to start to get to know what you've brought to your practice, to start to become aware and soften. And then finding stillness there and allowing the feet to float to the earth with bent knees. Your exhale, gather the belly, let the lower back start to open and lengthen towards the earth. And with your inhale, hip points roll, rock to the knees, rocking forward and back on the sacrum, starting to work into the length of the back body and the length of the front body, softening through the shoulders, the jaw, the back of the neck, and then finding stillness there and rooting into that foundation again. Activating the legs, shoulder blades connected to the earth. And with your inhale, sacrum lifts to the ceiling as we open through the front body. And with your exhale, rolling down or settling down onto the sacrum. Your practice, your body, moving in and out of rolling bridges for 3 more rounds of breath. Always the option to rest in stillness and just imagine the movement if it doesn't feel right for you, and use the breath to guide you. Just visualizing the body moving deeper, even if you're not. And the next time you exhale, allowing the body to settle into stillness. Inhaling the right arm alongside your ear. Extending into that right leg, flexing the foot, reaching into the heel, finding a lengthening through the entire right side body. And then allowing the left leg to meet the right, walking both legs over to the left. Maybe shifting the shoulders a little to the left and breathing into the right side body. Aware of the breath and how it feels in the body. Maybe noticing what happens in that space between the exhale and the next inhale. With your next inhale, walking both legs back to center and the arm floats down as you shift the shoulders over the hips. With your next inhale, the left arm extends alongside your ear. Reach into that left heel. Extend into the left fingertips. Opening, lengthening, finding the breath. And then softening there and walking both legs over to the right. Maybe shifting the shoulders a little to the right, keeping them both resting on the earth. Not efforting here, finding the ease in this pose so that the breath moves freely and the body can soften. And with your inhale, walking back to center, and both legs walk back to center, and that left arm floats down. Inhale there. Exhale, one knee, and then the other floats over the hips. As if you were sitting in an invisible chair. Soften through the shoulders, but allow them to settle to the earth and find that rooting, that connection. The hips settling to the earth and drawing the belly gently in and up, or down and up towards the earth and up towards the heart to activate the core muscles. The arms resting alongside the body. And maybe this is enough for you to start to work into the core, to stabilize the thoracic body with all its natural curves. Maybe with your exhale, the right knee moves away from you and the foot taps down. With your inhale, it floats up and the knee comes back over the hip. And going from side to side, or if this is too much, taking 4 rounds with the left foot on the floor, working just on the right side, and then 4 rounds on the left side with the right foot down. And really connecting with how this feels in the physical body. Aware of the rhythm of your breath. Letting go of over-efforting, finding the ease, letting the breath guide you. And then allowing both feet to settle onto the earth. Walking the feet wide, letting the knees fall together. And even when I suggest or cue something, you get to decide if you're ready for that. Completing whatever round of breath you're in, not rushing to get anywhere. Aware or becoming aware of what happens in the body as you move in and out of poses. Aware of the self-talk of the breath. Walking the feet back to hips distance and rolling over onto one side or the other. Just pausing here for a few rounds of breath as you draw the knees up closer to the chest and allow the forehead maybe to come closer to the knees, to round through the back body. Move the breath into that space. Without forcing, soften through the shoulders and the jaw. And then as you press your palms of the hands into the earth, you exhale, gather the belly and draw yourself up and over onto all fours, taking the time to pad the knees, doing whatever feels right so that you can come into the pose easily. Nice. Shoulders slide away from the ears, the shoulder blades flat on the back, drawing down to the waist, rooting into the foundation without locking the elbows, finding the breath and letting the breath guide you into your cat and cow, your expression of cat and cow. At this moment, this breath, going deeper as it feels accessible for you, or staying right where you are, and allowing the body to soften with each round of breath. Starting with the tip of the tailbone, moving slowly, mindfully up the back body to the crown of the head, and then reversing through the tailbone and up through the crown of the head again. It's noticing where you feel tight or stiff. Maybe pausing there and moving it around, or using the breath to find some softening. Letting it be an organic flow of breath and body. And the next time you inhale into your back bend, find stillness there. Check in. What do you feel? What do you notice? As you draw the heart space between the arms and maybe lift the gaze gently. As you inhale the heart forward and up, reaching the hip creases. So that there's no compression in the lower back, but more of an opening through the front body as the ribs extend away from the hips. And with your exhale, find a neutral spine, maybe walking the knees the width of the mat, the toes, big toes slide together. The hip creases reach back in the direction of the heels. Pause here. Inhale, find length of the heart away from the belly. Exhale, fold to the earth. Find rest for the third eye, stacking your hands or allowing it to rest on a pillow or a blanket. Giving the body the message that you're safe, secure, and supported so the breath can be smooth and even. Breathing into the side waist. Expanding into that space just below the ribs. Allowing the breath to move into the back body. The side body. Softening with the exhales. With your next exhale, just gather the belly in and up. Inhale, lift the gaze to an extended child pose. Curl the toes under and reach the hip creases back again. As if you could slide the top of the mat away from you. Reach, extend, lengthen, reach the hip creases up and back. And maybe this is where you're staying, right here. Activating the arms as they settle into the shoulder sockets, softening the gaze to the floor, reaching the hip creases back to find some more length. Maybe with your exhale, you gather the belly and lift the knees and hover there, pressing into the top of the mat. Hugging the belly in and up, and with your inhale, straightening through those knees, hip creases reaching up and back. First downward dog, bicycle out the knees. Walk your dog. Move it slowly with the breath. So it takes maybe 3 or 4 counts to straighten into one leg and bend the opposite knee. And then 3 or 4 counts to move to the other side. Noticing what you feel and softening with those exhales. And then finding stillness in your expression of downward dog, or maybe the knees have come to the earth and you're just extending here. Same benefit from the pose of lengthening through the back body. With your inhale, gazing forward, stepping the left foot between your hands. So maybe, and bringing the right foot to come to meet it, sorry. Inhale into half forward fold, parallel to the earth, soften there. Soften the backs of the knees, root into the feet. With your exhale, maybe you hinge a little closer, bowing to the earth. Inhaling, coming back up halfway, parallel to the earth. Exhale, gentle hinge. Keep reaching, lengthening through the crown of the head. Space between the heart and the belly button. Rooting into those feet with the next exhale, activate the legs, and inhale, hinge all the way up to stand. Now, coming to find your Tadasana. Feet hips distance. Fingertips maybe extending to the earth or at the heart space, whichever feels right for you. Rooting down to lengthen up through the crown of the head. Finding support in the earth beneath you. Reaching the crown of the head towards the vast sky above you. And with your inhale, the arms float slowly out, around, and up. And with your exhale, they float back down. Out to the side to start, inhaling up in the direction of the sky. Exhaling, floating back down to the earth. Enjoying the journey, aware of the breath that is linked to the movement. And the next time you inhale up, find some stillness there. Soften the left arm alongside your body. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, hinging over. Inhale, floating up to center. Root into that left leg, right leg, exhale, hinge over. Last time, inhaling up, exhaling over and finding stillness there. And check in with that left shoulder. Soften, just let the hand hang, the arm hang. Inhale, lift the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, maybe you can find a little more space from armpit to hip. Find the breath, soften there. With your next inhale, float all the way up. Soften that arm down and roll through the shoulders, big circles. And then allow them to settle down the back. Inhaling the left arm alongside your ear. The arm softens into the shoulder socket and it stays there. Rooting equal weight into both feet. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, hinging over. Maybe this side's a little different. Inhale up, exhale over, not judging it, just honoring, meeting your body wherever it is today. What do you notice? Not labeling it, just becoming aware. Inhale up, exhale over. And then finding stillness. Equal weight in both feet. Soften the right shoulder and lengthen the ribs away from the hips. Maybe you have more space to extend over. Maybe not. Exhaling there and inhaling all the way up to stand, floating that arm down. Shake it out, let it go. Roll through the shoulders again. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, let them drop. Inhaling up, exhaling, softening. Last time, inhale up, exhale, let it go. Stepping to the top of your mat, whatever that is for you. Finding a gazing point ahead of you. And softening that gaze. The circumference of the heels roots to the earth. The legs become active. The crown of the head lifts. Shoulders soften. Inhaling, arms float out, around, and up. And exhaling, we swan dive forward, bending the knees, bending at the hip creases. Inhaling, finding length there. Palms of the hands rest on the tops of the thighs. Find the breath. Shoulder blades slide together and then down the back. Front ribs hug up to the ceiling. Inhale, fill the space below the collarbone. Exhale, hinge a little closer to the earth if you have that space. Inhale there. Exhale, root into the feet. Maybe you can straighten a little into the backs of the knees. Should feel this in the belly of the muscle and the back of the thigh. Shoulder blades slide together on the back body. Shoulders lift away from the earth. Heart lengthens away from the belly button. With your next exhale, root into the feet and inhale all the way up to stand. Keeping the arms extended alongside the ears. With your next exhale, bend into the knees, reach the hip creases back, chair pose. Hugging the belly in and up, finding that middle ground between overarching the lower back or taking that natural curve all the way out. Finding the natural curve in the lower back. So you can sit in your chair pose. Maybe the arms come into goddess because this is too much for you to have them reaching alongside the ears. Same work. Rooting down, lengthening the heart away from the thighs, gazing forward, press into the feet. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, heart center. Let the hands rest at the heart center, one palm on top of the other or palms together. And check in with the breath. What happens when you rest in stillness? What sensations are you aware of? Can you allow the breath to move a little deeper and use the exhales to soften? With your next inhale, allow the fingertips to reach, extend to the earth. Inhaling, the arms float out, around, and up. Exhaling, we fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, reaching those hip creases back, bending the knees a little deeper. And inhaling, the heart peels away from the thighs, chair pose. Maybe the hands stay resting on the thighs. Maybe you inhale into goddess, 2 more rounds of breath. As you soften with the exhales, find the work to hold the pose. With your next inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, floating out, around, and up. Exhaling, hinging forward. Inhaling, softening. Exhaling, reaching the hips back. Inhaling, lifting the heart. If you gaze down, you should be able to see your toes. Weight is in the heels. With your next exhale, root down and inhale all the way up to stand. Exhaling, heart center. Taking 3 rounds of breath here. Aware of the thoughts tugging at you, honoring them. Maybe even taking note and then allowing them to float away. Aware of the breath in the body. Making the exhales the same length as the inhales. are you meeting the body where it is today? Are you moving with the ease and grace of the breath? Allowing the hands to float to the hips, rooting down to lengthen up, allowing the weight to shift into the right leg so you can step or slide, walk that left foot back. Warrior one. The toes of the left foot are to the upper corner of the mat, with the goal of both hips facing forward. You might not be there right now. And then root into that foundation. Let the legs become active without efforting. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. You'll feel the muscles that wrap around the ribs. Lift them as they hug them. With your exhale, settle the hips between the legs to bend into that front knee, keeping the weight in the back heel. Both legs active, supporting you. Nice. With your inhale, arms float into, yes, goddess. Soften through the shoulders. With your exhale, reach them in back of you. Palms facing away from you, pressing to the ceiling. Inhale there, keep drawing that right hip crease back and in. With your next exhale, hinge forward, heart towards the thigh, long spine. With your inhale, float up into goddess arms, warrior one. With your exhale, straightening the arms, pressing them up to the ceiling as you hinge forward, keeping weight in that back heel. Inhaling up. Move with your breath 2 more rounds like this, or resting in stillness. What is your body asking for? How is the breath? What is your intention for your body, your mind, your spirit right today? Last time. We're resting in stillness and then coming all the way up. Finding your expression of warrior one on the right side. Finding the breath. With your next exhale, palms float together to the heart center. With your inhale, finding those muscles that wrap around the ribs again. Exhale, gentle twist to the right, shoulders stay soft. Inhale, back to center. Straightening through that right leg if you need to. What do you feel? What do you notice? Moving in and out of the gentle twist to the right. The heart reaching around, the chin staying in alignment with the fingertips so that you know you're moving through the core body from the waist up. The foundation is strong. If this doesn't work for you, taking an open twist to the opposite side. 1 more round like this. Peaceful lower back. And then coming back to center. Exhale there and step that back foot forward. Walk it out, shake it out, land in your Tadasana. 2 rounds of breath. Soften any gripping or tension. Allowing the weight to shift over the left leg so that you can step the right foot back. And then adjust the foundation, walking the feet closer together, further away from each other, out to the side. Root into that foundation, gazing forward. Strong, active legs without tension. Exhale, hips settle between the legs. Find the breath. With your next inhale, ribs lift out of the hips, shoulders stay soft, maybe the arms float up. Breathing into that open heart space, rooting down to find the lightness in the upper body. Easy breath. With your next exhale, fingertips reach down and palms press up. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding to that bent thigh. Inhale, floating up. Exhale, hinging forward. Your practice, your body reaching that left hip crease back and in. Finding the stable foundation so that you can keep a long spine, to never compress from belly button to sternum. Keeping that opening and that vulnerable part of our spine, never compressing the front body. Resting in stillness or moving in and out, maybe one more round like this, keeping the throat open along back of the neck, coming to stillness, and finding your deepest expression of warrior one on this side, right now at this moment. Strong foundation, long spine, easy breath. With your exhale, floating that right foot forward, shaking it out and landing in your Tadasana again. Checking in with the breath and any sensation in your body. Honoring all of it. Big inhale, softening exhale. And then stepping to face the long side of the mat. Feet parallel to the edges of the mat to start. Hands on the hips or lower back as you draw the shoulder blades and the elbows together without efforting, but not letting the front ribs pop forward, drawing them back into alignment for a long spine. Soften the back of the neck. Find the soles of the feet rooted to the earth. Soften the back of the knees. Inhale there, exhale, hinging forward. Stopping when you feel a tug in the belly of the back of the thighs. Inhale all the way up to stand without locking anything. Exhale. Knees soft, straight back or long back, hinging at the hips. Keeping the length of the front body, drawing the shoulder blades to the center of the back and sliding them away from the ears, keeping that work as you hinge forward. Keeping that length of the front body. Strengthening the back body. Last time, inhaling all the way up. Nice. Releasing, softening there, allowing the left foot to pivot to the back of the mat. For warrior two. The heel maybe in the right foot out a little bit. That's how you practice. Do you feel safe? Do you need to walk the feet further away from each other or closer together? Hips facing the side of the mat. Probably the right hip is in forward of the left. Yes? Don't try to draw it back. Allow it. Soften through the shoulders. Inhale, lift the ribs. Exhale. Pivot a little to the right. Stacked spine. Inhale, extend through the fingertips. Soften through the tops of the shoulders. Strong foundation, active legs. Lengthen through the crown of the head and then let go of the efforting. Where do you need to be today? I only offer suggestions. You decide. How's the breath? What do you feel? What is the wise place for you to rest in today? Easing over the fingertips of the right hand. And then inhaling, arms extend alongside the ears, gaze forward. Exhale, bend into that right knee, gaze over the right fingertips. Left. Are we doing left, right? I don't know. We are inhaling to stand up, exhaling into your warrior two. I thought I was mirroring, now I'm not sure. Just bending into that knee and then straightening it without locking it, gazing forward and then over that extended warrior two. Moving with your breath. And the next time you settle into warrior two, find stillness there. Aware of the foundation of that bent knee drawing to the room in back of you. Opening to the inner thighs. Softening the tops of the shoulders, the jaw is soft. And extending, lengthening, opening across the heart space. Inhale, ribs come away from the lower back. Find even more length as you lift the crown of the head. Nice. With your next exhale, straighten into that bent knee. Inhale, reach the armpit away from the hip and soften that arm straight down. Top hand comes to the hip. Nice. Inhale there, exhale, soften. Your expression of triangle today. Maybe it's in your practice to extend that top arm up towards the ceiling, to reach through both fingertips. Exhaling, softening deeper into the pose or backing out of it. Strong foundation, supportive core. With the top ribs floating towards the earth to allow lengthening through the bottom ribs, the side body closest to the earth. Both sides equal length. With your next exhale, the belly gathers in and up, and inhale all the way up to stand. Pivot. So the feet point out, both feet point out, bending into the arms. Exhale, settle into goddess. How does this feel? Knees are over the ankles. So adjust that. Knees opening, inner thighs opening to the room in back of you. Belly is supporting the lower back, shoulders are soft, breath is easy. Inhale, reaching up, straightening the knees without locking them. Exhale, settling down. Inhaling and exhaling. Or maybe you're not moving the arms, you're just moving in and out with the legs, working into the hips, inner thighs. Working with the breath. And then settling into your fullest expression of goddess today at this moment. With a long spine, shoulders stacking over hips, knees over ankles. Inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, floating those arms down for a minute, roll through the shoulders. Pivot the left foot so that it's facing the side of the mat, so the right foot faces to the top of the mat. Yes, is that reversing? Yeah, great. Shoulders slide up, back and down. And we inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, land in your foundation. Equal weight in both legs. Inhaling and exhaling, settling the hips between the legs to bend into that left knee. Maybe this side feels a little different and you're not going to bend into that knee today, or you're backing out of it, or maybe you can move a little deeper as you soften. With your inhale, allow the arms to float up to the ears and soften them in the shoulder sockets. Nice. Exhale, warrior two, gazing over the left fingertips. With your next inhale, straightening that leg without locking it, reaching the fingers up. Exhale, floating back down. Your practice, your body, maybe you're just envisioning the movement and you're resting in stillness. Maybe just working with the lower half, the foundation and the support of the lower back. Finding the breath, finding grace and ease, that middle place of efforting and ease. The next time you exhale and settle into your warrior, find stillness there and the breath. Lengthen and soften, root down, straightening into that left knee. Inhale, reaching forward from hip to armpit, soften the arm. Top arm comes, hand comes to the hip, drawing the shoulder blade flat on the back, finding an opening across the heart space. Staying right here, belly gathering, not overarching the lower back, not tucking the tailbone to the heel, finding that in between, that easeful place for the lower back. Long side body, softening the top ribs towards the earth, not rounding. Nice. Shoulders are stacked. Maybe you're extending that top arm up, maybe gazing to the left foot or up towards the thumb or straight ahead. So many options. Breathing into your triangle, your expression. Nice. With your exhale, gather the belly. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Both feet angle out to the side. Yes. Inhale, goddess arms. Exhale, settle down. Inhale, straightening arms and legs. Exhale, drawing the elbows down, bending into the knees. Inhale, shoulders stay soft. Last time, settling in. Your expression, knees draw back, shoulder blades slide together. Exhaling, straightening into those legs, heel, toe, walk the feet together. Find your Tadasana and a gazing point. And take a few rounds of breath here. Scan your body with the inhale. Sigh the breath, let it go with the exhale. How do you feel? What do you notice? Has the breath become ragged or uneven? Do you need to make the exhales a little longer than the inhales? What happens when you rest in stillness? Where do the thoughts go? Honor them. Allow them to soften and float away, and bring yourself back to the breath. Allowing the hands to float to the hips. To find our balancing pose. Tree pose, right? So all of a sudden, even if I name the pose, you're already going there. So can you move slowly, mindfully with the breath as if it were the first time you were coming into tree pose, allowing the weight to shift over the right leg, coming onto the toes of the left, rooting into that standing leg and growing taller through the crown of the head. Maybe this is where you'll stay. Maybe you'll rotate the left leg in the hip socket, allowing the heel to rest against the ankle. Maybe today's the day to challenge yourself or experiment with inhaling the big toe off the floor and exhaling, tapping it back down again. Finding balance on that standing leg for a half a breath or a round of breath. Maybe you can rest that sole of the foot against the ankle or the calf. Root into the standing leg, lengthen through the crown of the head, soften through the shoulders. Keep drawing that knee to the room and back of you. Both legs need to be active as the standing leg presses into the sole of the foot and the foot presses into the standing leg. Easy gaze. Maybe you grow your tree and the arms extend as you root down. Maybe this is where you'll stay. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, the knee comes forward. Maybe the leg extends straight in front of you and then floats to the earth. Stepping to Tadasana. Equal weight in both feet. Maybe this side's a little different. So enjoy the journey as if you were coming into tree for the first time on the left side. Allow the weight to shift over the left leg, coming onto the toes of the right. Right knee is bent straight in front of you. Maybe this is where you stay. Rooting down and lengthening up. Muscles around that thigh hug to the bone, standing leg. Maybe you rotate that right knee, right leg in the hip socket, resting the heel against the ankle. Soften there, lengthen. Maybe with your inhale, the big toe can lift, and with your exhale, it taps down. Maybe it lifts with the inhale, stays there for the exhale, and inhale and exhale taps down. Your practice, each side is different. Right knee drawing to the room in back of you. That leg is active. It presses into the standing leg. The standing leg presses into the bent knee leg. And there's an energy that lengthens you up as you find that gazing point. Maybe the foot comes to the calf. Maybe you grow your tree. And what happens when you fall out of the pose? What is the self-talk like? Do you just use it as an opportunity to come back in, to try again, without any judgment or expectation? Maybe this time is different. Whatever different brings you. But the breath is still there, constant and smooth, and the earth is still beneath you. And you're breathing into the heart space. With your inhale, that knee floats forward. With your exhale, maybe it extends and floats to the earth, and you shake it out and let it go and land in your Tadasana again. Deep inhale, exhale, land into the circumference of the heels. Inhale, the arms float out, around, and up, and exhale, we hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, deeply bend the knees. Let the hands come to the earth, box, chair, or bed. Let one knee and then the other float to the earth. Finding downward facing dog. What does that mean for you? Or child pose. What is your body asking for? Whatever you're coming into, you're moving slowly, mindfully with the breath. Not in a hurry to get there. Checking in with sensation in the body. Backing out of anything that doesn't feel good. Using the breath to move just a little deeper if it's accessible for you, or softening out of it. Where are you gripping or holding? Where can you soften? And then we all meet in child pose. Knees wide or knees together. What feels right for you? As the hips reach back and settle down towards the heels, the spine lengthens, The breath softens and moves onto or into the back body. The shoulders maybe start to drape towards the earth, giving into the support of the earth and gravity that draws you even closer to rest on the earth. With your exhale, the belly gathers. Inhale to sit up onto your heels. Let the hips come to one side. And extend the legs out in front of you, walking yourself up to the top of the mat. Hands in back of the knees, shoulders slide down the waist. Inhaling, lengthening through the crown of the head. Open heart space, soft jaw, chin softens just a little to the notch in the collarbone. Can you feel the pit of the belly drawing in and up? Maybe this is where you'll stay, rooting into the sitting bones, lengthening through the crown of the head, or challenging the core muscles by straightening, extending the arms, but keeping a long spine, coming to the top of the sacrum. Still, the breath is smooth. Smile, it's just yoga. Soften here. And when you're ready, you're maybe carving out the belly or rolling over to one side, coming to the elbows to come to rest with a straight spine onto the back. Nice. Breath in, sigh the breath out, land on the earth. Breathe into your natural curves, the back of the neck and the lower back. Breathing in, breathing out. With your next exhale, draw one knee and then the other in for a hug, rocking side to side or making some circles in the hips. And then finding stillness there, allowing the left foot to come to the earth with a bent knee, flexing the right foot and crossing that ankle over the thigh. 3 rounds of breath here, offering that right knee to move away from you. Breathing into the right hip. Maybe with your exhale, both knees float over to the left. And inhale up to center, resting on the sacrum. Exhaling, right foot is flexed as if it could come and stand up on the floor. Inhale up to center, and the next time you exhale over, maybe coming to stillness there. Breathing into the side body. And inhale all the way up. Extend that right leg straight up to the ceiling, circle through the ankle one direction, and then the other. And then float that foot to the earth with the bent knee. Inhaling, left leg extends, flex the foot, cross it over. Softening that left knee away from you. Maybe with your exhale, the knees float over to the right as if you could stand that left foot on the earth. Inhale up to center. Meeting your body wherever it is, keeping the length through the left side body from armpit to hip, from hip to knee. Moving in and out. We're resting in stillness in the finest, fullest expression of this. Soften here. What do you feel? What do you notice? Exhale, gather the belly. Inhale all the way up. Extend into that left leg. Make some circles through the ankle, one direction and the other. And floating that foot to the earth. Inhale there, exhale. Draw the knees in for a hug, rock from side to side. And then allow the feet to come back to the earth. Walk the big toes to touch. Let the knees fall away from each other and the soles of the feet touch or meet. Resting in this reclined butterfly, what do you notice? Maybe the arms come back up into goddess. And breathe into the opening, into the heart space, into the open hips. Hands can come underneath the thighs if that helps you to prop up. Breathing in, breathing out. What happens when you rest in stillness? Can you soften here? What are you aware of? Mind, body, spirit. Without judging it, just allowing. Find the breath. With your exhale, draw the knees up together and in for a final hug, and taking any final movement that would complete your practice. Or maybe you're ready to settle into Shavasana. So when you're ready, preparing for Shavasana after your final poses or pose, always the option to stay in legs up the wall or legs on a chair or bed. Covering up if you need to. Pillow under the backs of the knees or back of the head. With your exhale, tucking the chin towards the notch in the collarbone, find a little more length in the back of the neck and then soften there. Release into the strong, firm earth beneath you. And then melt into it. Allow the body to melt with all its natural curves. The earth comes up to support the lower back and the back of the neck. The backs of the knees if the legs are extended. The soles of the feet if the feet are on the earth. Melting into the earth. Arms are extended away from the hips. Rotating the arms in their sockets so the palms face up for a deeper opening across the heart space, and the shoulder blades become flatter beneath you. Settling into this support. Aware of the breath. As you breathe into the wings of the heart. The earth beneath you, aware of the vast sky above you, finding yourself resting in the middle with the wise heart. Using the breath as your anchor to draw you back. Maybe you get in one round of breath and then the thoughts come back to tug at you. You honor them and allow them to float away. This is our practice. To let go of the natural habits of the mind without judgment. To practice resting in stillness. Aware of the breath in Aware of the breath out. Maybe you get 2 rounds of breath in before the thoughts come tugging. We honor them and allow them to float away. Just for now, resting in this peaceful balance. So that as we take our yoga off our mat and into our lives, we can check in with that wise heart. We're aware of the breath. Now our vision is a little clearer. Living with compassion and empathy, starting with ourselves. And then we can move to everyone else. Breathing in and breathing out. We practice this pose just like all the others. And I'll be here to guide you out. Slowly becoming aware of your body as it rests on the earth. Becoming aware of the space surrounding you. Gently deepening your inhales and exhales. And slowly bringing your body back from stillness with small, gentle movements. Softly rubbing your thumb against the fingertips. Wiggling the toes. Maybe slowly turning your head from side to side. And with a deep awakening inhale, maybe extending through the fingertips and then floating the fingertips to the belly. As you bend one knee and then the other to step the feet softly onto the earth. Pausing here, transitioning, feeling more awake and alert with every inhale, aware of the breath as it echoes through the body. What will you bring off your mat and into your life? What awareness has your practice given to you today? Using your arm as a pillow, rolling over to one side or the other, and allowing the breath to fill the front and back of the heart space. Deep breath in, soft breath out. If we want to live in equanimity, we have an obligation to at least try to see things from another's point of view, to tap into our inner child who just wants to be seen and heard and loved. We can hold space for what we don't understand and move forward with our wise hearts. Keeping the eyes softly closed, press into the earth to slowly draw yourself up into a peaceful, easy, seated position. And with your inhale, maybe the arms extend. And with your exhale, we float the palms together to rest at the heart center. And we lift our hearts. And we bow our heads. May our practice be continuous. May our hearts be steady. May our efforts be of benefit to all beings. And may all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May they find their freedom. May they know peace. And may they walk through the world with ease. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. You can unmute yourselves, I think.
Thank you, Marie.
You're welcome.